Maria. All right, we sound good. So this one goes, things I've realized living in a predominantly white neighborhood as a black woman. This should be fun.
People like to not talk about situations where like black people are in predominantly white areas, but I'm gonna tell y'all about it. So for the last 4 or 5 years, I've been living in a predominantly white area. Grew up in a predominantly black county. Went to school at HBCU, so on and so forth. And then as an adult, I decided to move to a predominantly white area. I like the area. I like all that it come with, and I feel comfortable living there, and I still do.
All right, before she keeps going, I just want to say, as somebody who is white, actually, I'm more of like a multi-grain skin. I got a lot of freckles and shit, a lot of blemishes. I'm going to hold on to that. But as somebody who grew up in a white neighborhood and then went to an all-black high school for my senior year, I was one of two white people. And I actually did hook up with the other white chick because that's all we had. It was actually worked out for me. But I have went from living predominantly white to straight up all black and all Mexican, especially when I lived in California. Now, I want you to notice something when she said she's very comfortable. Now, when I lived on MLK in California, it was very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. So now, we'll get into that. Just want to point that out, though. She said comfortable. And I can attest to that. That's all I'm saying. Nestor, you following?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
But I would say one thing: palm colored people are not so comfortable with me. And no matter how long they see me, they still are not that much comfortable. They would rather have conversations with my dog than have conversations with me. Like full-blown conversations in the hallways, at the dog parks, full-blown conversations with my dog, and never acknowledge me.
All right, that's not a color thing. That's just a people thing. I walk my dog all the time. People come up to me. They greet the dog. They go, "Oh my God, hey baby." They go, "Yeah, whatever, bro." And then they go back to the dog. That's just people in general. Just throwing that out there.
Like, I'd be like, dang, you would really rather talk to an animal than to talk to me. And I used to be offended, but now I'm like, girl, go ahead. Sometimes I do snatch my dog and I keep walking if they make it like a thing. Like, you're not going to keep talking to my dog. You're not keep talking to my dog and not acknowledge the mama. We ain't even doing it like that, because you know what you're doing. They also do little things like jump scare when I come around the corner. Like, am I frightening to you? Are you afraid?
No.
They'll do things like not hold the elevator. And sometimes I walk slow just so we don't have to have that awkwardness, because sometimes I walk slow, sometimes I just put my hand in there and open the elevator up. Like, did you think you thought you was about to leave me down here? Open this elevator up. I pay rent. What else do they do?
To be fair about the elevator situation, I worked in a 20-story building on the 16th floor for about 4 years. And let me tell you, I don't give a fuck what color you are. If I see you far away and I'm trying to get the hell up and I'm running late, people will shut the fucking elevator on you. I don't think that really goes for what color you are. Just throwing that out there. Just saying.
Of course not speak. Sometimes we see each other in a hallway, like they will like look at the ceiling, look at the floor, look to the side. Like, I'll be like, hey, how you doing? Because I'm comfortable and I ain't going nowhere. You're uncomfortable for what? But those are just a few things that I've learned while living in a predominantly white community, and I'm not going nowhere because I love it. I love it, and I don't understand why they're uncomfortable. It's not just me. It's a few of my people sprinkled out throughout my neighborhood and stuff. But we very, very near and few. But we in here.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just say this. Something that right now I currently live in, I'd say it's about 50% black people. I'd say another 20% mixed or Cuban, Mexican, and then 30% white where I live. So I'm like hood adjacent right now. But I got to tell you, I have no issues anywhere I go. It is never awkward. It's never weird. And maybe it's because I'm not black. Nestor, you've been in my neighborhood now a little while. You noticing anything? Let me get the Nestor cam on real quick. Does it feel pretty chill, though?
Yeah, very diverse.
Yeah, but like, there's no, people say hi. There's no weird anything, right?
No tension, no awkwardness.
Okay. So I bring this up before we get into the comment section on this chick. Because when I did live let's say California, where it was basically all black and all Mexican and a finite percent white where I lived. I'm going to tell you, this was the first time I ever experienced being addressed as white boy on a daily basis from strangers. This is how they would address me. They would go, "Hey, white boy," a total stranger. And it got to the point where I was literally like, "What do you want me to say?" Could you imagine if somebody said, "Hey, white boy," and I just said, "Yes, brown man, how can I help you?" But could you imagine? Now, I'm not saying this lady here, I highly doubt. She just said people don't even greet her or talk to her, which is odd because I haven't really experienced that. At least when I lived in the predominantly black neighborhood, they greeted me, even if it was odd sometimes the way they greeted me. But I highly doubt they're going, if they do greet her, it's like, "Hey, a brown woman." Like, I highly doubt that. And honestly, maybe it is. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it is that way. But I could also tell you from the opposite end of the spectrum, it's the same fucking way back to me. Except for it's a little more hostile, and it wasn't comfortable at all. I could not wait to move off of MLK. Just put it that way. I could not wait to move out of there. I was stuck there for about 8 months. I had nowhere else to go. But just throwing that out there. But to be fair, where I live, I don't experience this. Like there's no, it doesn't seem like what she's saying. But maybe, I don't know, maybe because I'm not black. But as a white dude who went to all black high school, never had an issue. Not one problem. But where I lived, it was I think we're just used to having black and white neighbors. It's very like 50-50. So maybe that's the disconnect. They would rather have conversations with my dog. Their obsessions with dogs over people needs to be studied. That's a people thing, though. I don't care what color you are. They're going to come up and greet your dog first. Not always. Sometimes they'll ask, "Hey, can I pet your dog?" But that's like a real dog owner does that. A few things. You have to understand, upper middle class culture, they don't speak, so look past them when you walk by. Greetings are considered lower class. What? That's odd. I'm going to skip that comment. They're intimidated by us. It's in the workplace too. See, I've never really, I guess because I'm not black. I don't know. I never acknowledge them. I don't acknowledge their presence. That's why I love to move to Atlanta, to be around my people. Love being around wealthy, luxurious black people. Yeah, I actually, my friend Shape called me Shape. He wanted to move to South Florida because there's more black people. And I told him, I said, "Dude, just go to Atlanta." I was like that, and he was like, "Oh yeah." And I was like, "Yeah, just go to Atlanta if you want to be only around black people." I was like, "That's like the spot to do it." And this is a little weird, right? Is this a strange conversation for a white guy to be having? I mean, you're Puerto Rican,
dude, but it's funny. I played a lot of basketball growing up, and I always got the white boy thing. But I always had to correct him and say, "I'm not white. I'm Puerto Rican." So. But they'd still call me white boy.
You look white as fuck.
Yeah, I'm a white passing Hispanic.
There you go. You go.
I don't have it's just weird.
Dude, even the Puerto Ricans are getting the white boy deal. Yeah. That's fucked up. But to be fair, really think about that. Could you imagine if I address people like that? "Hey, brown boy. Yo, brown man." That'd be fucking, dude, that would not fly ever. I know it's like a term. We're used to it. It's not like, I don't mean it like that. I'm used to it. Go ahead. Yeah, white boy. It's just common practice in certain areas. But if you really break it down, it's very quite odd. And I'm just trying to paint the experience I had as your typical blue-eyed white dude with the fucking exact family. You see the photos on the wall. The fucking bowl cut Ricky, that exact thing you have when people meet me. You know, I experienced that. It was weird, but now where I live now, it's 50-50 or 70-30. But it's never ever is it odd or weird. I don't feel any way. It's It doesn't matter what color you are. You're saying hi to each other. And sometimes you just walk past each other. That's just life. All right. I'm Stevie Wonder around them. What? Oh, okay. I'm blind around that. That's fucked up. I'm so glad that they don't talk to me because I don't want to be bothered. I'm going to have them. Okay. This is how I grew up. The worst part is they were uncomfortable with me because I was light. My darker skinned brother was always harassed by the police. Okay, I've had enough. I'll leave the link to this lady down below, but something I do want you to take away from this is out of everything she just said. She said she's really comfortable and she'd rather live with that slight awkwardness in a very comfortable area. And honestly, as somebody who lived in a very uncomfortable, not white area, I can honestly say I understand. I get that. I've been there. And maybe there is something with us blue-eyed devils, right? That maybe the only black person in your neighborhood, maybe say hi more often, I guess. Don't just pet their dog and run, you know? I don't know. I just thought this was kind of funny, and I also have a perspective on it from the other side coming in. Anyways, hell of a talk. Nestor, you got anything? You done? I'll tap it out. We're going to get canceled for this racism. Damn blacks. No, I'm joking. Hey, you fucking spick. Oh, I'm done. I'm out.